Xbox 360 is one of the top-selling consoles on Earth and has millions of gamers nationwide and worldwide. The controller that Microsoft chose to use for this console is an extremely comfortable controller that allows hundreds and thousands of games to be played with ease. My name is Cody Rogers and this is my informative speech. Today I'm going to teach you some of the functions of the Xbox 360 controller, how to hold it, and some of the main functions of the buttons that it has. I'm also going to tell you about modified controllers, where players around the world have tried to put their own spin on a Microsoft Xbox 360 controller and make it more comfortable for them and easier for them to play. There are many different kinds of Xbox 360 controllers out there, including those controllers that have been remade by players that come in tons of designs, colors, and even sizes. First, I'm going to tell you about regular controllers, the buttons, common functions for those buttons, the batteries that are required and where you put them, and the designs in common. Regular controllers have a total of 19 buttons, including the two joysticks, or not including the two joysticks that move 360 degrees. 16 of those 19 buttons are used for gameplay, and the other 3, the menu button, which is the big X in the middle of the controller, the sync button to wirelessly sync your controller to any console, and the battery eject button are used for just the controller itself. Most of these buttons have common functions in all types of games, and I'll name some of the most commonly used buttons and their common functions. The triggers are named RT and LT for right trigger and left trigger. These triggers are used for shooting in most games, and in the racing games they're most commonly used for acceleration. The 4 buttons mainly used by the right thumb are the Y, B, X, and A buttons. These are color coordinated, and a lot of the Xbox 360 games use colors to make references in the game to the controller. The A button is commonly used for jump, the B button is commonly used for going back in the menu, and sometimes hitting someone with a melee attack. The X is used for interacting with things, such as opening up chests, and the Y button is commonly used for switching between items, such as weapons. The 2 joysticks are used for movements, the right one for panning the camera usually, and the left one for using foot movement. They can also be pressed in to provide cover, such as crouching. There are other buttons that have a wide variety of uses, such as opening in-game maps and opening menus to allow things such as looking at shops' inventories. The Xbox 360 controller comes in tons of colors and designs. A lot of the controllers have limited edition designs on them based off of certain video games. Now that I've told you, I'm going to tell you a little bit about modified controllers. Modified controllers are mainly used because the player who modified the controller didn't like the way that Microsoft made it, and they wanted to try to make it more comfortable. Most players will modify their controllers to work best for them, aiming for comfort and ease of reaching the buttons, making it easier to achieve the goal the game is asking for. Sometimes this is pressing the trigger fast or even a button repeatedly. Modified controllers can be illegal in tournaments, however, because tournaments do not want to allow the players to have an unfair advantage over other players. Overall, playing with an Xbox 360 controller is a very easy way to play Xbox and makes games very fun.